Hello and welcome back. In this video, we'll focus on understanding the waterfall. Once the test completes, the page automatically transforms itself into a test result summary. The most important part of a web page performance report is the waterfall diagram. The waterfall diagram is a graphical representation of the network activity, which is broken down into multiple phases. Let's drill down into waterfall and understand each phase. Click on the waterfall icon from the summary page and scroll down to the request details. The different phases involved here are content type. The content type entity header is used to indicate the media type of the resource. In responses, a content type header tells the client what the content type of the returned content actually is. It could be a test HTML, an image, or a font. The second one is the request start. This is the actual time when the request started or initiated. The next is a DNS lookup. This is the time spent to resolve the human-readable hostname to an actual IP address. In this case, https google.com will be resolved to an IP address, which is tough for an individual to remember. So DNS lookup actually maps google.com to a specified IP address, and the time spent to resolve that is called DNS lookup. Initial connection. Post DNS lookup, a connection is made to the desired server or IP. Initial connection represents the time spent to establish that connection. The next, SSL negotiation. This is the time spent for browser and server to agree on a secure way of communication. Time to first byte. Time to first byte measures the duration from the user or a client making an HTTP request to the first byte of the page being received by the client browser. Content download. The time taken for the server to send the entire content of the response. This is directly proportional to the size and the connection speed. The more content it needs to download, and based on the size, the metric matters. Bytes downloaded. This is the amount of bytes that are downloaded as a response from the server. This is also directly proportional to the size and connection speed. Certificate specifies if there was any certificate involved for this communication. Error codes and status codes are standard HTTP response codes. And finally, the IP address. This is the actual Internet Protocol address from where the response is received. To wrap up this section, Waterfall provides a clear breakdown of the time spent at every phase. This would help us identify the bottlenecks and take appropriate actions to ensure the performance bottlenecks are resolved